Hey friends, so it's now been 2 weeks since I stopped smoking. Wow, it's longer, it simultaneously feels longer and shorter than it is. I mean, what does 2 weeks feel like? My sense of time, sense of sensing time is a bit strange, but it'd be like that. Anyway, what do I want to talk about? I feel in my heart, somewhere in my gut maybe, that I should be making and uploading YouTube videos every single day and TikToks. I have a lot of information, I have a lot of thoughts, right? I've been journaling for years and years. I have a lot of stuff to share with the world, with my friends, with other people. I want to practice saying what I say to get better at it, but I can tweet every day, so that's my main angle of prolificacy. And I was busy working on my book for a couple of years, so I didn't have to think too much about that. But I just feel like I could publish more, I could write more, and that would be a worthwhile thing to do. But I'm not doing it as much as I wish I was, and I want to think out loud about why, how. I think the main thing that would help me with that is to talk to people one-on-one more, so that I shape my thoughts, so that I can channel my thoughts in a person-shaped way. So even now when I'm making this video and I'm talking to a camera, I don't specifically have a specific person in mind that I'm talking to, but I did have a conversation with a friend earlier this morning, and I was useful to them, guiding them through their personal challenges, creative struggles, and so on. And I know that I'm very good at that. I'm very good at helping people with their problems, better than I am with helping myself, and I'm pretty decent at helping myself, and I've worked very hard to figure that shit out. But even then, it's like I want to be excellent, right? I want to be world class. I want to be a legend for the ages, right? Like just really do as much good for the world as possible, and inspire other people like myself, challenge them, make them dream bigger. Like just we live with this one life. Let's be great. Let's be awesome. And I guess kind of ironically, I think that if you're thinking too much in terms of your legacy, or like just in terms of grand historical scope projects or whatever, I don't know if that's great. I think that's that has a way of mis-scoping things, right? I think the insight that I have, or that I'm getting around to, is that so Shakespeare, right, wrote a whole bunch of plays that are very universal, but he didn't sit down to write and create universal art. He was writing and creating plays for the King's Company or whatever that was called, right? Like he was writing plays to be staged to the audience that he had at the time, and it's in that specific context that he was able to. And some people say Shakespeare wasn't a single person, but he was like a group effort. I don't know about that, but whoever wrote that stuff, the point is, they wrote for a specific context and it generalized beyond that. And I think that's true for Goethe, it's true for Dante, just anybody who wants to do great things, right? Like you cannot escape the context that you're in, and it's wise to factor in that context into your work. And I think part of why I struggled with my book Introspect was that I wasn't sufficiently clear about the scope of my project. I wanted it to be everything, and that made me take longer than it should have or could have. And when you take, you have limited time on this planet. Let's say you have 80 years. I spent 3 years working on Introspect. I'm 32 years old now, and I have like what? Let's say I live to 80. I have 80 minus 32 is 48. 48 years to go, and I spent 3 on the first book. So if you divide 48 by 3, what do you get? You get 16? No, 48. Jesus. 1, 18, 16. Yeah, 16 times 3 is 48. Yes. I got 16 more books to write if I take 3 years per book. That's not a lot to work with, man. So I gotta think smarter, and I gotta plan, and I gotta just be clever. And I mean, the cool thing is, I don't think my subsequent books will take as long, but I don't know, and I might get sick and die 10 years from now. Who knows? Life is crazy, you never know. So but the thing I want to get back to is this idea of when you are speaking face to face, when you have a person in mind and you have a context that you're operating in, you can get specific in a way that's harder to do when you are speaking in a abstract context. And I'm thinking about Twitter right now, and I tweet every day, and I see my friends' tweets every day, and I'm kind of bored. I love my Twitter friends. I choose to spend more time on Twitter than anywhere else because I think Twitter is the most exciting place to be in the world right now, as far as I can tell. But even so, the abstract stuff is too abstract, and people get too caught up in day-to-day drama, and I don't see people doing like cool visionary shit. And I want to do cool visionary shit, And I guess, yeah, this is me slightly grumbling, slightly challenging myself, challenging my friends or whoever's watching this, or like, how do we do cool visionary shit? And I think the way to do cool visionary shit is really talk to people. Like, I think that specific interaction, and I'm thinking of some of the coolest conversations I've seen, some of the coolest content I've seen on Twitter is in the conversations between friends, right? Because they get specific. The magic is in the specifics. There's no escaping that. And so I guess I just want to remind myself, focus on the context, focus on the interface between people, face to face with other people, and help your friends, talk to your friends, and be useful, right? Like, so I have all these notes, I have so much fucking notes, right? I have so much fucking writing. Is it helpful? A lot of it was noise, and that's fine, right? But I want to get less noisy over time. I want to think of it as my first few years I was being noisy to get used to the sound of my voice. And I think, like, I've had multiple clients ask me about finding your voice, and I think I'm going to make a video about that next. And I'm going to ship this first. Done.